show. Say my money stack look like I'm selling dope. Foreign cars driving fast, I never done this before.
Fans, tonight we would like to acknowledge that we gather today on ancestral homelands of the Coast Salish peoples who have lived in the Salish Sea Basin throughout the San Juan Islands and the North Cascades watershed from time immemorial. Please join us in expressing our deepest respect and gratitude for our indigenous neighbors, the Lummi Nation and Nooksack Tribe, for their enduring care and protection of our shared lands and waterways. Fans, at this time, we'd like to ask you to rise if you are able and remove your hats. It's time now to honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Now let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's contest. First, let's meet the visitors, the Maine-Fort Kent Bengals. Wearing number 3, Jordan Guerrero. Number 4, Micah Petty. Number 24, Valenko Cholabrick. Number 33, Enrique Andrade. And number 40, Daniel France. The Bengals, they're coached by Carly Flowers. Coach Flowers is assisted by Aiden Granny and Devon Sherman. Viking fans, are you ready? Man, this is your chance to show your love. It's time to meet the starting lineup for your Viking. At guard, 6'4" sophomore, wearing number 1, KJ Kai Johnson. At guard, a 6' senior, number 3, Daniel Hornbuckle. Head guard, a 5'10" junior, number 5, the Rocket D'Angelo Menes. Head forward, a 6'9" junior, number 13, Jonathan Ned. And at forward, a 6'8" redshirt freshman, number 23, BJ Colley. Your Vikings, they're coached by Tony Dominguez. He is assisted by David Dunham, Bob Hofstetter, Otavio Jude, and A.J. Albritton, 6 man. It's game time!
Good evening. Welcome to WECU Court here on the campus of Western Washington University for today's match between the Western Washington University Vikings and the Maine-Fort Kent Bengals. I'm Zen Hill, joined alongside Butch Kamina. You're watching Vikings TV as we get ready for tip-off here.
Nice to have the official home opener tonight after the Vikings have played a couple of weekend tournament games, a 3-1 start. See how it rolls from there.
Yeah, we got those 3 games in the preseason, but now regular season right here. Tip goes out of bounds. Minnis tried to save it. And it goes off Fort Kent, so it's going to be Vikings ball out of bounds right here. D'Angelo Minnis taking it down the court for the first possession of the Vikings here at home in the regular season. He swings it to Ned. Down in the paint right there, trying to kick. Loses the handle, and that's going to be a foul right there. So on the floor, foul is going to be on Micah Petty. Excuse me, it was on Jordan Guerrero right there. Jordan Guerrero, most notable star for this Fort Kent team, definitely so far in their season. They're 1-4, Vikings 3-1. Ned's in the corner. He'll spot up for that one. Rims off of it. Tip back and saved. So now B.J. Colley keeps that possession alive for the Vikings. He drives the lane, kicks out, hornbuckle, pump fake. Shot up, rims it out. Fort Kent now pushes the break the other way. Petty with the ball. He's looking to dish it down to Franz in the post. Franz working on Johnson. He'll back down, gives a little floater hook, puts it in.
He is their other primary threat, along with Guerrero, a 6'8" center from Stuttgart, Germany, averaging about 12, 13 points a game.
That's Kai Johnson, swings it back out. Minnis, three-point shot, buries it. D'Angelo Minnis.
Three-point shooting really important for the Vikings, and the 3 wins over 40%, but down in the 20s in the loss to Zeus Pacific, so a key tonight.
Yeah, their first loss, of course, was their worst shooting percentage that we've seen them have all season, and it resulted in that low-scoring loss. That one's down low. Jordan Guerrero from Franz. Kai Johnson now. Minnis with it. Swings it back up top. Ned in the paint. Over to Colley. He works down, loses control of it. It's the second time we've seen Colley lose that ball in that paint direction. They're pushing the break now. Kicks corner. Driving and swatted away by Johnson. Vikings on the fast break. They've got numbers. Minnis over to Johnson. Goes up but blocked.
Great block by Andrade.
Andrade rises up. Johnson was looking to put him on the poster. 3-point shot. Rims out though. Ned with the rebound over to Johnson. He'll hit Minnis. In that middle section to Ned again. He puts up a nice little floater shot.
One of the things I was impressed with in the preseason games, Jonathan Ned, for a guy that big at 6'9", his hands are so soft.
Yeah, and I think that what that comes from is the previous college. Before he's a transfer from University of Georgia, but before that, of course, he played at that community college in State Florida. He played guard for them, actually, so coming to the Vikings to switch to forward, you know, you have some of those ball handling skills now. Fort Kent, though, trying to work it. Cholabrick was at the top. It'll be Franz. Franz working on Colley. Pump fakes, puts one up, banks it in. Minnis pushing fast. Vikings trying to get him off guard. Hornbuckle swings back to Minnis. Minnis going to pull up from 3. Puts it in.
Minnis with a 3 from about 3 feet behind the line, and Tony Dominguez wants a quick timeout.
Yep, and that'll be a timeout here. We'll be right back from WECU Court. Vikings up 8-6.
It's a 30.
Welcome back. WECU Court right here. Maine-Fort Kent versus the Vikings. Vikings up 8-6 early here coming out of the timeout. And Butch, you had mentioned earlier the Vikings have to shoot well from three. They've been shooting just under 40% on the season so far. They're getting off to a hot start from there.
Minus hitting a three, Horton hitting a pair of threes. That's a big key tonight, I think, and something I think it's going to be a key over the course of the season as well.
Yeah, they've been shooting it well so far. If they continue that, it's going to be a pretty successful season as we get into conference play, of course. But here's Fort Kent on the offense. Tries to get it down to Franz. That's going to be a turnover right there for Jordan Guerrero, though.
Danger's a big guy at 6'8" and a wide body. You throw a ball at his ankles, he's not likely to get there.
It's the Vikings just resetting that inbound pass. Hornbuckle going to swing over to Kai Johnson. Minnis out to Hornbuckle. He'll dish it to Ned. Down low is Colley. Kicks it out. Johnson. Shot. Puts it in again. Vikings from three again.
Probably the most consistent performer so far this season. The only player in double figures in all 4 games thus far this season is Kai Johnson.
Yeah, he stepped up big. Came off the bench last year about 15 minutes a game. He's getting 28 about, and he's made those minutes worth it. That one just rims out barely, so Kai Johnson's going to push the break now. He drives, kicks Minnis in the corner, pump fake and drive. Swings out to Ned. Ned, three-point shot, rims off just barely. That right there, foul's going to be on B.J. Colley, his first.
Even though Zen missed that, or Ned missed that, one of the things we're seeing early, Zen, is the Vikings are getting penetration to get the threes. They're not just settling for swinging the ball and firing one. It's coming off penetration. This Minnis there got to Ned.
Yeah, the drive kick is there for the Vikings. They're going to be eating it up all night. Cholobrick hands it over to Guerrero. Trying to get the screen rolling. Guerrero on Hornbuckle. A little spin fadeaway jumper. Puts it in. Tough bucket.
That's a tough shot.
So 11-8. Vikings up 3. D'Angelo Minnis at the top of the key. He's going to give it to Ned over to Hornbuckle. Colley trying to post up. They will feed it to him. Double team coming over. He'll swing over to Ned. Ned pump fake goes up. And he's going to be shooting 2 after that one. So Cholobrick right there, you see, went up a little bit early. Jonathan Ned got some of the ball right there. He did, but right there, and that's going to lead to a timeout right now. Vikings up 3. They're going to be shooting 2, and we are right back. Welcome back to WECU Court right here. Zen Hill joined by Butch Kamina. Vikings up 3 early so far. As you see the beautiful court we have to play basketball on today. Students approaching that Thanksgiving break. Today marked the last day of classes for all students, so gonna enjoy their break and come back, take some finals. But we're here, Vikings TV. Jonathan Nett is at the free throw line. 92% free throw shooter for the Vikings this season. But he rims out on that one.
Vikings are reasonably impressive, 76.5% from the line so far this season. And the big thing, getting to the line a lot, over 25 attempts a game.
Yeah, they're driving the paint and getting those fouls very well. So that one, Johnson's just unable to keep it in bounds. So Fort Kent ball, and as I mentioned right before, Ned, 92% free throw shooter. He missed both.
You hit him with the whammy, didn't you?
I hit him with
shooting well, and he missed them both.
Shouldn't have said anything. So Andrade will inbound. Vikings with the press. Minnis. They're going to switch it off right now. So Petty is going to be up top, guarded by Ned. Franz dips out on the screen. They kick it out. Peter Wilson, that is. He drives. Ball. It's going to be a foul right there. B.J. Colley going to be Colley's second personal foul.
Bit of a homecoming for Peter Wilson, a product of Everett, and just a handful of what I suspect is his family, about 6 rows behind us in the Fort Kent gear, everything else.
You know, it's a long way out to Fort Kent, and it's a long way back here to Bellingham, Washington from Fort Kent. So
I think it's a long way from everywhere to Fort Kent, so we'll talk about later.
Franz working down low. He loses the handle, though. Trying to look for something out, and that is going to be a double dribble. Lost the handle, got it back, dribbled again, was not tipped out. So it's going to be Vikings ball right here. Still just 11-3. Lucas Holden is now in the game for the Vikings. He inbounds to Johnson. Kai Johnson working on Peter Wilson, over to Minnis. Johnson with the cut, nothing to him. Hornbuckle swings over to Holden. Holden drives left. That's going to be out of bounds right there.
Lucas Holden thought he could get by France and was able to cut off the baseline pretty efficiently.
Lucas Holden is a big player to stop, especially on the drive. Minnis working up top against Petty. Switched over, Holden now on him. Over there to Guerrero for 3, but he hits front rim. Minnis pushing the break now, going to swing over to Holden. Holden, 1-2, puts up strong layup right there.
Not dissuaded after the first, went right at him and got the finish.
Guerrero handling things now for the Bengals. Over to Peter Wilson. Wilson trying to make a move on. Can't get nowhere, though. Pump fake from Franz. He pulls up. Back rim and falls out. Ned with the rebound. Jonathan Ned now. Big man's going to push out the break. Kicks it out. Holden. Wide open shot. Top of the key. Three-pointer.
And for all the skills in his game, that's the thing that Lucas Holden brings more than anything else is that three-point shot.
Yeah, that spot-up shooter. He's always played that crucial role the whole time he's played for the Vikings. Last year, as many years before that, too, and finds it right there. Johnson pokes it loose, but it'll stay here for the Bengals ball. Nick Velp is going to come in for the Vikings, as well as Matthew Mays. Ned and Minnis will sit down. Vikings up by 8.
This is about as deep as we've seen Western go. They go to this 8, and then after that, nobody's played more than 20 minutes. Isaac Morrow would be the next guy on the list probably.
Yeah, Vikings with deep rotation this year. They've got a lot of big shoes to fill. A few key seniors graduating last year, and Jalen Green also moving on to pro ball.
The weak side block, Matt Mays blocking Franz out of bounds there.
Comes in and instantly makes an impact right there on defense. Exactly what you want. Guerrero, little pull-up midi. Missed it. Holden with the rebound. That's something he's done well all season. Hornbuckle gonna push it out to Johnson. Johnson drives, gets past Easy, and floater in.
He's soft runner, and Lucas Holden with a quick 7 points here. Correction, 5 points.
So, Vikings right now up by 10. There's going to be another timeout on the floor right now, so we're going to be right back after a quick break from here.
I would summarize my experience at Western as I was a guarded, nerdy kid who loved to perform, who allowed herself to put in the time and the effort to carve herself into something.
Junk in the trunk, junk in the trunk, okay.
And whatever that was has led me to where I am right now, to be a fully realized woman. And I'm really thankful for the time and the effort that I put in for myself, because if I didn't do it, no one else was going to.
Welcome back. Let me correct what I said there. That was Kai Johnson with that nice little floater, not Lucas Holden. So 5 for Johnson and 5 for Holden.
Both scoring it well so far for the Vikings. They're off to a quick 10-point lead. But it is Bengals ball right here with Micah Petty. Petty looking for anything. Dishes it off to Wilson. Wilson gets a screen from Wynn. Wilson has got nothing, though. Swings it back out to Guerrero. Guerrero with the drive. Kicks it. Franz, mid-range. Hits back rim, and it's out. Nick Velp with the rebound right there. He's going to push it. Swings to Holden. Holden, pull up, and splashes it down.
The Vikings now 8 of 12 from the field, including 5 of 8 from three-point range. Starting to heat up.
And heating up from deep as well. Micah Petty kicks it out. Guerrero tries to answer with a three of his own. No good, though. Hornbuckle with the rebound. He's going to push it quick. Guard over to Johnson. Nice pass.
What a look by Daniel Hornbuckle. A 40-foot bounce pass on the dime.
Straight into Johnson's arms, right where he needed it. That foul's going to go on Hornbuckle as Minnis and Ned are going to check back in for the Vikings. They will take out Kai Johnson and Hornbuckle.
We'll see it again. It really impresses me. That thing is thrown low to get through those two defenders and split them.
Just a beauty of a dime right there from Hornbuckle. Peter Wilson inbound for the Bengals. Micah Petty guarded by Minnis. Minnis kind of that pesky defender that the Vikings use up top. Petty can't get past him. He dishes it off. Nate Wynn right there. Going for the steal was Matt Mays, but it's going to be a foul on him.
Just got around the corner just a little bit late there, and we have the next media timeout.
Just like he said, media timeout right here, so we'll be right back from WECU Court.
The Teaching and Learning Academy is an organization that's housed in the library, and it's where people come to have conversations.
They deal with serious issues that have emotional impact in ways that are typically not found in a class.
We've talked about diversity and inclusivity on our campus and in our community.
It not only enriches my education, but also impacts the ways that I can continue my leadership roles.
Lucas Holden struggled a bit in the early games in the season, but he has got it rolling here. 3 for 3 from the field, a pair of three-pointers, that one in transition. 8 quick points for Lucas Holden as the Vikings have taken a 23-8 lead.
That's the most dangerous thing right there for the Vikings. If Holden gets hot, finds his rhythm, it's almost a catch-and-shoot menace where it's almost guaranteed every time. Fort Kent working with it. Here's Franz. Franz going to give it to Wynn. Wilson gets the screen, tries to drive. Vikings not letting them drive at all. But again, it's a good pullback jumper. So the Vikings, Lucas Holden, dish down low. Loses the handle, so that's going to be a turnover. Vikings so far in defense, not letting that paint get broke. They're playing some great perimeter defense, forcing some long mid-ranges, not many layups.
Couple possessions early where Fort Kent got really good looks, but the last 5-6 minutes have been much tougher.
Wynn gets one straight, as we say it, into the paint, and he finishes it.
Yeah, we did it again, didn't we?
Chalubrick right there with the finish down low.
And nice penetration and dish by Wynn. I give him full credit on that.
Mays over to Minnis. He's got Holden in the corner. He'll pull up. Just barely missed that one right there. Fort Kent's going to slow it down. Minnis there. Petty working on Minnis. He pulls back, three-point shot. No good off front rim. Ned will turn and look. Gives it over to Minnis. Minnis putting a move on. Kicks it out Ned. Won't shoot. He'll feed it back to Ned. He'll shoot this time. Three-pointer. Just out for the Vikings. Rebound Franz. Wilson now pushing it for Fort Kent. Kent down 23-12. Looking for something. Wilson gives it to Franz. Another mid-range from him, and he hits it again.
Off 1 foot, falling away. Wow.
We've seen him take a few shots like that where he's just fading from deep mid-range, and he's putting them in a couple times. Velp kicks the Minnis. Minnis over in the corner, holding pump fakes. Ned swings it out. Mays for three this time. Puts it in. So the Vikings up 26-14. Nate Wynn had the dribble drive earlier. See if he can get something going here. He'll pull up from three.
That's not a good shot.
Got to wait a little longer in the shot clock. As he rises up, Matt Mays trying to put Cholobrick on the poster, but he gets fouled. So he'll shoot two. As you see right there, was trying to rise up above him, almost put it in, two for the and one.
It's funny how that happens. You come down, you take an early shot without a little ball movement, and how often when you miss that, does that turn into transition at the other end? And the Vikings have been getting out and running all night, and it gets Matt Mays to the free throw line.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Hornbuckle returns for the Vikings for Holden. Guerrero also re-enters for the Vikings, or for the Bengals, excuse me. So Matt Mays puts both those in, so now the Vikings are up 28-14. Micah Petty, point guard for the Bengals so far. He'll get the screen from Franz. Guerrero working, he gets doubled. Ned backs off though, corner three is blocked. Matt Mays right there got a piece of it. Minnis gonna push the break again, pull up mid-range, back rim. Nick Velp fighting for the rebound, but he won't get it as they swing it out. Jordan Guerrero now. See if they go quick right here. They get one inside. Franz pumps, and then Mays comes with a block. It's the second time we've seen Matt Mays on defense.
Both of those occasions come from a long way away to block Daniel Franz.
Franz shot puts it in. Hornbuckle pull up three early, puts it in too.
The light is clearly green for Daniel Hornbuckle.
Seems like the light is green for all the Vikings tonight, and they're putting them in too. Vikings on the defense now. Petty lost his dribble. Mays is there. Ned right there, guardian on Cholabrick. Cholabrick loses it, but it's going to be a foul on Jonathan Ned right there. See that Hornbuckle three right there. His jumper's just so clean.
The Vikings now 7 of 12 from three. And, conversely, Fort Kent 0 of 6 right now.
Yep, and that's how it is. You're going to shoot it well and hold your opponents to a poor shooting percentage. That's what the Vikings have done good all season. They're showing it here in their first home game. Fort Kent not really being able to get anything going. No open shots. They can't drive the paint. Vikings defense turning into good transition. Guerrero right there. Franz back to Guerrero. They kick it out. Win for three. Way off. Maine-Fort Kent unable to get anything going here so far. The Vikings lead by 15 points. As it's Minnis now. Gives it to Johnson. Johnson working. Gets a screen. Hornbuckle. Minnis in the corner. Pull up. Three-point shot. Puts it in again for the Vikings.
Wow.
They are on fire so far.
The execution in the half court and in the transition has been just brilliant tonight.
And in their loss against Azusa Pacific, only made 2 threes. They've made 8 so far. Guerrero pump fake. Cholabrick drives it, but no good. That's going to be out of bounds on Fort Kent Vikings ball. Holden's going to come back into the game. But we're going to have a media timeout right here. Vikings up 34-16. We'll be right back.
All right, fans, it's time now for the
Welcome back, WECU Court. Vikings lead 34-16. Dominant first half so far, shooting it well from deep. And they're on the possession once again, Kai Johnson. Colley. Franz is sagging off of him. Gives it back to Johnson. Johnson in the corner working. Drives, kicks corner. Barely caught Minnis. Drives the lane, goes up with a strong layup left-handed. No good though. Cholobrick with the rebound right there, gives it over to Wynn. Wynn down low to Franz. Franz working on Colley. Trying to back him down with a little fadeaway again. And he puts it in again.
Hey.
Daniel Franz. It's his signature move, that fadeaway.
You can't dispute the effectiveness of it. It's
if it ain't broke, don't fix it. He's making it. Hornbuckle for three. Rims out right there. Rebound Petty. Petty over to Guerrero. Guerrero, Cholobrick in the corner. He pump fakes. No dribble for him. Franz. Franz again. Little spin move. Putting the work on. Mid-range shot. No good right there. And it's going to be Johnson. Johnson over on the wing. Got an open paint. Drives. Kicks Minnis. Minnis pump fake. Kicks out. Hornbuckle. Top of the key. Three. Puts it in. So the Vikings up 37-18. Hornbuckle's three. As the Vikings continue to just rain it in from downtown. Guerrero over to Wynn. He drives.
Ooh.
Takes the open lane and puts it in.
Split the defenders, and the help from Colley didn't get there quite in time. Nice finish by Wynn.
Hornbuckle top of the key. Holden. He'll shoot. And he puts it in. Vikings on fire from downtown.
There was no hesitation. Western now 10 of 16 from three-point range.
They're just shooting it and shooting it well. Fort Kent unable to get their hands up on most of these shots, too. So the Vikings, a lot of their three-point attempts have just been wide-open jump shots. That one's hit out of bounds. Nick Velp and Matt Mays come back in for the Vikings. Vikings up 25 minutes remaining in the first half so far. Guerrero will inbound it for the Bengals. Micah Petty getting the screen from Andrade right there, but no, pulls off of it. Cholobrick. Velp switches on. Guerrero. Top of the key. Step back jumper.
Ooh.
And after a lucky bounce, it goes in. Guerrero. And
he'd tell you soft touch, but I think you're probably right.
and if you're the Bengals, I think you'll take whatever you can get.
Their first three of the night.
So that's Johnson. He swings it over. Velp. He'll try a three-pointer of himself. No good, though. Rebounded. Guerrero now on the break right here. Guarded by Mays. He steps through. Hits Wynn in the corner. Wynn pump fake. Drives left side. Puts it up. Blocked by Holden. Rebound Mays. Vikings over to Velp. Velp to Johnson. Back to Velp. And he's going to put that one in.
Pretty from two guys blocking this shot to the finish at the other end.
Everyone firing on all cylinders for the Vikings on defense and offense. Playing a great game so far. Velp with that nice finish from the lob from Johnson. Guerrero, he'll pull up. Long mid-range, rims out. Rebound Velp, Vikings. On it right now. They'll kick it back to Johnson as they try to get it set up. Holden, he'll pull up. Long three, puts it in though.
The rim just must feel a mile wide right now for the Vikings.
That thing is ginormous, and they're just shooting straight down into it. Petty with the drive on Velp. Tipped out. Kent going to keep it alive. They drive. Finishes short right there. The Vikings have numbers up top. They'll lob it up to Colley. He's unable to get his hands on it, though. Vikings trying to show some razzle-dazzle here at the end of the first half. Peter Wilson comes back in for the Bengals. And
they may not be big in numbers, but the Peter Wilson fan club is clearly the most energized people here in the building tonight.
They're excited to see him here back in his home state. Petty right there on the corner. Gives it up Andrade. Andrade over to Cholobrick. He'll try a three. Rims out. Bengals not shooting it well so far tonight. Mays. Quick step, but ticked off right there. Cholobrick with a good steal. He'll push the break alone, and he smokes the layup. Nick Velp with the rebound. And that just sums up the story for the Bengals' first half right here. unable to get anything, even a free layup right there, no contest. Holden swings it corner. Velp, he'll try another three-pointer, but he puts that one in this time. And the Vikings continue to just shoot that ball.
What's the NBA cliche? It's a make or miss league, and
right now it's a make
everything.
league.
And Fort Kent's, in this last one missing a layup after a great steal.
Tough break for Fort Kent right there. Petty gets stopped up, gives it over to Wilson. Wilson steps through, falls down. No foul, though. Mays is going to swing it out to Velp. Velp gains control. He has nothing, though, and he puts it up somehow.
He had it waist high. It got knocked away, and he regained it and just sort of flat-footed bank off the.
So Peter Wilson, after the turnover, or the missed shot, actually, right there. Trying to work on Velp. He steps through, puts it up short. A lot of Fort Kent's layups have been short so far tonight. Mays is right there. He swings out Johnson. Won't try a three. He'll drive instead, and a strong layup. So far for this season, that's what Kai Johnson has been doing well, is driving that paint, getting to the line, and burying a good amount of his free throws as well. Peter Wilson dimes it down low. Andrade with a wide open bucket. It's Kai Johnson once again. Vikings up 52-25. Under 2 minutes left in the half so far. Johnson, right side, gets blocked but actually fouled. Looks like he got hit on the head right there. He's going to lay down. Hopefully he's all right. That was on Jordan Guerrero. And that right there is going to take us to a timeout on the floor. Vikings up 52-25. We'll be right back from WECU Court.
Campus to Campus is a beautiful reciprocal relationship that's really centered on how to support young students to see themselves in a different kind of way and see the possibilities for their future.
Allie was one of our first mentors. A lot of people have believed in me along the way, Allie being one of them. She's always inspired me. Now I'm at Western, actually going to college.
It's changing lives for the young students that we work with, and it's changing lives for the mentors who work with them.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
Welcome back. You see over in the stands tonight, former Western coach Brad Jackson led the Vikings to the NCAA Division II National Championship in 2012, then went on to be an assistant coach on Lorenzo Romar at the University of Washington, and Brad getting back into coaching now. Will coach Seaholm High School this season.
Yeah, and he finds himself, of course, Bellingham, Washington. He's back here supporting the Vikings. 518 wins in his 27-year career for Western. Kai Johnson's free throw right there, puts it in.
I saw a lot of those wins.
As Minutes checks back in for the Vikings, they lead 53-25, 144 left. Fort Kent trying to get something going right here. Peter Wilson has found himself handling the ball a decent amount so far. He kicks to Franz. Franz on Ned, gives it to Petty. Franz trying to post up on Ned. He'll kick Peter Wilson. Wilson drives right side. He's got nothing, though. He'll kick Guerrero. Guerrero pump fakes. Got Ned off his feet. Pull-up jumper from the mid-range. No good, though. So there's a rebound from Mays. He'll push it fast. Kicks Holden. Holden gives it back to him, though. Right down low. Kicks it Ned. And he's going to put that in from the assist from Isaac Morrow. So there's Wilson again. Vikings up 55-25. Under a minute now, Wilson. That's going to be a foul right there on D'Angelo Minnis.
Neither team, Fort Kent now would be in the bonus, the 16 foul on Western, but reasonably cleanly played first half, even though it's lopsided.
Yeah, not much fouls on either side.
Not a lot of turnovers.
Yeah.
5 for the Vikings and 3 for Maine-Fort Kent at the last media timeout.
What it comes down to is just those missed shots from Fort Kent that, end up those fast breaks being pushed by the Vikings. That's what's making this game look like it's going by so fast. Franz right there is fouled by Mays. So right there, that's going to be Mays.
Now we're going to hope that the baseball rule doesn't apply, because if you say a baseball game is going fast, it'll slow down. We'll have a 7-run inning in a heartbeat, right? I don't think that's going to bite us tonight, but
hopefully not.
And we got to be careful about these things.
We do have to be careful.
Especially after starting a volleyball game at 9:15 the other night. So.
And finishing around midnight.
Yeah.
I was there. So after none of the free throws make it from the bonus shots right there, Morrow will inbound for the Vikings, and he gives it to Minnis. Minnis, he's going to drive, kicks it out Morrow, but he's unable to get the handle on it. Guerrero now. He stops, won't pull up. Getty, pump fake, nothing. Wilson looking around, guarded by Minnis. Screen from Franz. Wilson driving again, trying to get Holden off his feet. He doesn't. Franz will pull it from the mid-range again. He misses it. Mays is going to push it now. 13 seconds left. He rises up and tries to put it down. Almost a spectacular dunk right there.
That's a spectacular miss. That thing bounced out all the way to the Maine-Fort Kent bench.
And I remember when the Vikings were playing here in the preseason, Matthew Mays got some fast breaks and put on the show, some windmill dunks.
Couple that he just packed.
Showing some high-flying antics. Getty drives in, puts it up at the buzzer. Shot is no good, so the Vikings are going to go into halftime leading by 30. 55-25, you're live on Vikings TV. So after halftime, we will be back. Welcome back to WECU Court here on the campus of Western Washington University. Maine-Fort Kent Bengals visiting team taking on the home team, Western Washington University Vikings. A first half where they now lead 55-25, 30 points. And the Vikings shooting it well from deep. That has been the story so far. Pushing the fast break and playing some really stifling defense as well. I'm Zen Hill, joined by Butch Kamina. Butch, how about that first half?
A really great half for the Vikings. As you said, shot it well at one end, defended well at the other. Western shooting 64.5% from the field, including 63% from three-point range on 12 and 19, whereas Maine-Fort Kent just 12 of 38, 31.5%, and only 1 of 9 from three. Not a lot of turnovers, not a lot of fouls. Western has an edge on the boards at 24-14, but the shooting really has been the big difference in this game, and the Vikings have been able to get out in transition, get good looks against the Fort Kent zone. It's all working.
Vikings as well, something they struggled with so far in the season is turnovers, and today they have been taking care of that ball very well. Of course, they're averaging about 16 turnovers compared to their opponent's 12, but in this game, that hasn't been the case so far. I mean, they still have more than their opponent, but it's not as much in numbers as you would expect from this Viking squad so far. And they've been making up for it in the fast break that they have been pushing every time. They're playing some really good defense, only have allowed a few points in the paint, forcing, long mid-ranges, some turnaround fadeaways that Fort Kent has put in every once in a while, but so far it's been the Vikings just dominating defensively and offensively as well.
When you get 13 fast break points and only have 6 turnovers, that's fine.
It's a wash.
You'll take that. You're pushing the ball. You're going to make the occasional mistake, but it's worth it.
And a fast Vikings team, of course, you have 3 speedy guards as well as 2 big men that are really fast and have those guard ball handling skills as well to help push that break. They can turn and run at any point.
And the other pieces, we go back bench points. Lucas Holden leading scorer with 14, and then Welp got 7 and Mays got 5.
So second half underway now. Vikings up 30. Fort Kent with the ball to start it. Cholabrick kicks it out. Franz hits it over to Guerrero. Guerrero fading away. Mid-range puts it in, though.
Now that he's hit one, I can say, does he remind you of DeMar DeRozan a little bit?
Just pulling up mid-ranges.
Just got that game, right? A little off balance. Knows how to elevate.
Fading to the side, putting it in, though. So D'Angelo Minnis now trying to get something going right here for the Vikings. He kicks Hornbuckle in the corner. Hornbuckle back to Minnis. He'll reset. Minnis now 10 on the shot clock. Vikings got to get something going here. Just dribbling around. So Minnis will swing it over Hornbuckle. Hornbuckle working on it. He pulls up from deep. Puts it in!
Was that a knuckleball? That thing didn't look like it rotated.
Just what can you do when the Vikings are shooting it this well? Fort Kent played some good defense right there. Vikings had no play going, but Hornbuckle just pulls up and puts it in from way downtown. Cholabrick working on Ned now. He pulls up for the mid-range, misses. Rebound Johnson. They're going to push it again. Hornbuckle, let's see if he pulls up again. He will. Three-point shot, buries it.
That one had rotation.
That one right there goes in for Daniel Hornbuckle.
12 points, 4 of 6 shooting, all from three-point range.
All three-point bombs from Hornbuckle. So Petty will pull up, try to answer with his own. Rims out, though. Minnis looking ahead, was trying to get it back to Hornbuckle, but he doesn't. Keeps it. Swings it over Johnson in the corner. Kai Johnson gives it over to Ned. Minnis over to Hornbuckle, pump fake. Step back, three-point shot. Rims out. So now pushing the break is Guerrero for the Bengals. They've got numbers right here. Gets in the paint. Guerrero just rolls out of the rim. The Vikings will look to answer right here with their fast break. D'Angelo Minnis pump fakes over to Johnson. Inside, Colley misses the layup right there. So a few back and forth missed layups for these two teams. Vikings still up 61-27. It's Fort Kent right there. Down into Franz. Franz working on Colley. He'll spin, puts it up, blocked by Colley. Swung out, Minnis on the fast break. He's all alone, and he'll just take that easy layup. Micah Petty right there gives it back to Guerrero. Minnis following him. Micah Petty. They switch over. Johnson now guards him. Petty finds his way. He'll kick it back outside to Guerrero. Down low is Hornbuckle. Andrade was calling for it, but they didn't feed him down there. mismatch height-wise.
They're looking, but nobody wants to throw it.
They finally get it to him, and he gives it right back. Somehow hangs onto the ball and puts it up, but he doesn't get it right there. Johnson working on him. They've got numbers. Hornbuckle pulls up. Three-point ball.
That is his spot, right? I mean, all 4 threes he's taken in and a half have been from that wing.
And he's putting them in.
He missed the one. He hit the 3 from all 3 of them, though.
So far, that's been what the Vikings have been doing, shooting from those wing spots. That's where all their three-pointers are coming from that are making it in, you know.
And you're seeing something here. Maine-Fort Kent played at Whitman 2 days ago. You got 7 guys. You're down 30 at half, and the energy and the efficiency that they tried to work through in the first half does not seem to be here at the start of the second. They're starting to force a lot of shots, and this could get really ramped up in this margin as we go on here.
Yeah, we saw Fort Kent kind of running with the Vikings on those fast breaks or turning them, you know, staying with them, not losing their numbers on the transition. There's the and-one bucket right there from Colley. So Andrade with the foul, Colley with the bucket, the and-one with a chance to add to it. What I was going back to is Fort Kent was running very well with the Vikings in the first half, and so far, 4 minutes in, they haven't really been doing that. They've been getting caught playing, you know, 4-on-2, 5-on-3. 2 people kind of just trailing slowly behind. And when you're down by such big numbers, it's kind of hard to stay focused.
And it just starts to snowball, doesn't it?
Exactly. But they're going to try and get something going. Cholabrick poked away by Johnson, but they keep it with Petty. Petty guarded by Lucas Holden. Petty loses the dribble, but he gives it down to Franz. Win with the cut. Petty with the cut, but unable to finish another layup. And the Vikings going to turn and run. Hornbuckle. He looks for it, kicks Ned. Ned will try a 3. He misses that one, though. And Petty now, Fort Kent, with a fast break opportunity right here. Kicks it. 3-point shot is blocked by Ned. Hornbuckle dishes it right back to Ned. Over to Johnson. Lobbed up Ned. Not able to finish it, though.
You got to appreciate the thought.
He wanted it, and, you know, if you get the steal and the fast break, you want to get the bucket, too. But Franz will get that shot right there, but misses. And
he's got to take that shot off 1 foot.
He made it off 1 foot twice in the first half.
Yeah.
I feel like since he was a set shooter right there, he needed to do the fadeaway, and he might have made it right there.
Step on that left foot and pull it.
So that one goes out of bounds. Subs coming in right there. So replay is going to take us to break right now. Daniel Hornbuckle on fire for the Vikings.
A 1. A 2. And a trifecta of 3s for Daniel Hornbuckle.
It's important that what I do as a job is something that I find meaningful. I ended up applying to the cybersecurity program at Western. The aspects of the program that really stand out to me is the hands-on experience.
Being able to work interdisciplinary and bring cybersecurity to marine science, bring it to communications, bring it to everything, is what really makes it interesting.
Welcome back to Western Washington University. The Vikings leading 69-27 over Maine-Fort Kent. Back to Zen.
Hornbuckle right outside so far. Shooting it well so far in this half. We saw the little highlight reel before we went to break. He kicks it out, Velp. Lucas Holden in the corner. He'll pull up from 3. He misses. So rebound Fort Kent now. Micah Petty working up top. ISO against Hornbuckle. He'll call for the screen right here. Jacoby Evans, first time we've seen him in for Fort Kent. Little pump fake move right there. Swatted straight back, though. And Lucas Holden on the break. He rises up, slams it down.
That blocked by B.J. Colley. Micah Petty just didn't have the range to get that over B.J. Colley.
And, I mean, he got him off his feet, but he didn't put it up just in time because B.J. Colley got right back up there and swatted that thing back.
So long, too, and it gets back up again so quickly.
He's just a fast interior force down there, quick hands. So Isaac Morrow will come in to replace B.J. Colley. Second time we've seen Morrow in the game today. Jacoby Evans inbound. It's Peter Wilson up top. Wilson loses his dribble. Holden pokes it loose, keeps it in bounds. Velp on the break. Peter Wilson fouls him, and despite the play being over, Matthew Mays put that in somehow. You see on the replay right here the intentional foul, but Mays took it as an alley-oop opportunity.
Does it have to count to put it on the postseason highlight film?
I don't think so. I think they got to include that in the pregame one, too. So due to the intentional foul, Velp will get the free throw right there. Misses that one, but he's got one more. Puts that one in right there.
So 1 of 2 and the ball back for Western on the intentional foul.
So the Vikings, 72-27 so far. Just continue that dominance we saw in the first half. And if anything, they're just stretching out this lead further and further. And they're just having more fun with this Bengals squad that has been unable to get anything going. Missed layups, missed jump shots. Nothing going their way. Velp down low, Holden in the corner. He won't give it to him, though. Kicks it up Mays top. Feeds it back to Velp. That's going to be a foul right there on Fort Kent again.
So from about the 5-minute mark of the first half, this is a 29-4 run.
Wow. Lucas Holden step back J. It's off, but Morrow with a nice rebound. Keeps the possession alive, but it's stolen. Jacoby Evans pushing now. Mentioned earlier, first time he's got some playing action. Bengals just trying to look for anyone to get something going right here. Peter Wilson seeing a lot of work, but not much success. Good pump fake right there. Pull up is way short. There's Matt Mays with the rebound right there. Mays swings it out. Morrow with the drive. Tough finish.
Morrow to the rack.
(74-27). Peter Wilson again. This is Wyatt Watson gets ready to check in for the Vikings. Rebounded Mays again. Vikings with another fast break opportunity. Kicks corner. Velp drives. Pulls it back out though. Mays 3-point shot. Rims out right there. Rebound Lucas Holden. He puts it back up. No foul. So now the Bengals with a fast break opportunity. Evans back to Wilson. First time we've seen the Bengals have a successful fast break opportunity right there. Good.
It is their first fast break points of the night. Yeah.
3-point shot, rims out. Rebound Wilson. Wilson will take it down now, guarded by Morrow. Switches over to Holden. Kicks it over. Guerrero drives left. Kicks outside. Step to the left, shot. Front rim and out, and Mays unable to handle the rebound as it goes out of bounds.
And if you're the Bengals, you're playing tomorrow night in Portland against Multnomah. Multnomah, they still do what they did 3 or 4 years ago, runs one of these 7 seconds or less things where they jack up shots like crazy. You're going to have to go to that track meet tomorrow night after this. That is not something I want to be involved in.
That is a tough challenge. Vikings running it well, and then a team that's known for having, as you said, that quick shot, running back and forth up down the court. Going to have some gas players out there. Here's Lucas Holden, who was going for the lob to Mays, but I don't think Mays realized. So the Vikings spin move, mid-range bank shot, unable to put it in though. And it's Peter Wilson once again. Guarded by Mays, trying to get inside. Poke loose. Right there, Darius Scary poked it loose, but Bengals are going to keep it. Slides on the ground and grabs it, drives in. Kicks Guerrero right there. Out to Wilson. Wilson will shoot for the three and put it in. As the Wilson fans go wild.
There are a lot more Wilson fans than I thought here tonight. I knew there were a few, but it's a good 15 or 20 of them.
That right there, the Bengals' second three-point made of the night. As the Vikings try to answer back right there. Bengals shooting 13% from three compared to the Vikings' 53%. Vikings also making 15 compared to the Bengals' 2. So if you're going to get outshot like that in a match, there's another basket for Peter Wilson.
Straight for Wilson.
Peter Wilson kind of just taking things into his own hands, trying to get his team going. He dives on the ground right there. And after that foul right there, it's going to take us into a media timeout. So the Vikings up 74-34. We'll be right back.
I would summarize my experience at Western as I was a guarded, nerdy kid who loved to perform, who allowed herself to put in the time and the effort to carve herself into something.
Jump in the trunk, jump in the trunk,
And whatever that was has led me to where I am right now, to be a fully realized woman. And I'm really thankful for the time and the effort that I put in for myself, because if I didn't do it, no one else was going to.
Welcome back to WECU Court. You see a few highlights right here. Fort Kent, Peter Wilson.
The Everett High
the
product
right there.
Making his fan support happy tonight with that.
Gives them something to go home happy with.
9 points for Peter Wilson.
So the Vikings 74-34. About 11 minutes remaining in this second half so far. Maine-Fort Kent. Micah Petty dribbling it down right here. Jacoby Evans in the field. Jordan Guerrero, Daniel Franz, and Nate Wynn for them. Guerrero hands it over to Wynn. Wynn drives in. Shot is blocked by Wyatt Watson, though. Franz, though, does get the rebound. Gives it to Guerrero. He thought about it, but he didn't take it. Petty feeds Wynn again. Wynn with another drive. Gets Watson off his feet. Holden was going for another block right there, but he gets charged with a foul. So right there you see, got Watson off his feet, but Lucas Holden just unable to get it. So right now we got a timeout on the floor. We're going to keep things here, though, in Carver Gym. So far in this second half, Butch Kamina, what have we seen so far from the Vikings extending this lead to now 40?
They've extended to 40. Let's be fair, maybe it hasn't been quite as efficient as it was in the first half. And you get up 40, and it's going to degrade a little bit. And so maybe it's been a little sloppy. You're not shooting quite as well, 41%, 3 of 9 from 3, but still hitting the boards hard, still getting out in transition, and still defending really well. Fort Kent is 4 of 20 in this half. So you understand a little bit of slippage, but they're still doing a lot of things well.
Yeah, and I mean, when you have the first half where you're shooting a 64% mark, going into the second half, you're not obviously looking to extend that to, continue on that. But shooting 40% is still good, especially when you're doing all the other things on the floor, as you mentioned. So up next for the Vikings after this game, Saturday they're going to take on Point Loma, 2 p.m. start time. That's an away game. Next time.
That's an important regional game, a team that is always near the top of the regional rankings pretty consistently. Well, if you can go down to Point Loma and get a win, that's a great boon for the rest of your season.
Yeah, it's going to be a good way for the Vikings to try and test themselves early in the season against a tough opponent. They'll be back here at home, 11:29, 7 p.m. start time against Capilano. So the free throw right there, good for Nate Wynn. So he's got one more to shoot.
This is not a dead ball foul. There are 3 Vikings on, but all 4 Fort Kent players are back.
Yeah, a bit odd. Maybe just trying anything to stop that fast break push that the Vikings had, but he buried the free throw either way, so it didn't matter. So Minnis is at the top of the key for the Vikings. Vikings swing it over to Mays. Mays thought about it. Watson will shoot. He puts it in.
Wyatt Watson is a 6'9" shooter, like a lot of guys in this team.
A lot of Vikings that are some tall players that can shoot it from outside. Not necessarily something you had last year with your big men on the team. You more had Luke Lovelady and Dakota Ayala kind of playing that inside, tough in the paint role. But this Viking squad kind of made out of a bunch of stretch bigs almost.
Very true.
There's Nate Wynn. He loses the ball over to Minnis. Minnis, he's going to take the layup. I thought for a second he was going to dish it off the backboard to Mays. But he just gets the bucket right there. No highlight reel play right there, but a good steal and bucket right there. Nate Wynn at the top of the key. Franz with the screen. Minnis gets around it, though. Nate Wynn gets into the paint, puts up a shot. No good, though. Rebound, Watson over to Minnis. Minnis head up, trying to look for someone. Watson, he's going to pull from 3-point range, but he misses that one.
Isaac Morrow did not get away with the 2-handed shove in the back.
He really wanted that rebound right there, but cannot shove him right there. He'll pick up his
You could see that one from here even before the whistle blew. It was just...
Cannot do that as he picks up his first personal.
Pass interference. I don't know what you might call that, but it was quite obvious.
Something illegal. So Micah Petty up top for the Bengals. He drives. Good drive into the paint right now, but once again unable to finish. And something Fort Kent has done in this half is get into the paint more than they did in the first half. They just aren't making those finishes. As Minnis gives it to Watson. Watson slams it down.
Right down the corridor.
And as you mentioned, the 6'9" junior right there shooting the 3 and then also showing he can rise up, slam it down. Nate Wynn right there puts it up. No good, though, but the tip somehow finds its way in the basket. He was working on Jaden DeBoer right there, the redshirt freshman for this Viking squad. As Minnis makes his way into the paint. Easy layup, wide open right there. So Jaden DeBoer, I mentioned, checking into the game. We saw him in the preseason games at home, kind of show off that, quick trigger. He's pulling from every.
He can shoot it.
Yeah, he's pulling up any range he can. If he's open, he's going to shoot. So we'll see if they feed him some. Minnis with the rebound. He's pushing. Hard pass into the corner. A good one. Darius Gary for 3. And he puts it in. So the Vikings now 86-38, just running up that score. Fort Kent just unable to get anything going so far. Guerrero gives it down to Franz. That's where they found their most success. Haven't really seen much of him this second half, though, as that 3-pointer is missed. And the rebound from Gary.
Vikings just running on every opportunity here.
Every board, even if it's the big man getting it, they're turning and running instantly. Gary gets back-to-back buckets now with the finish right there.
And when you've averaged 90 points a game through the first 4 games, that's something you've probably done a lot of anyway. It's not just tonight.
Exactly. So right there's going to be a timeout on the floor. Vikings up by 50 points now as we go into a break.
Full. So welcome back. It is Western 88, Maine-Fort Kent 38, a 50-point lead for the Vikings. Maine-Fort Kent. Fort Kent, a town of about 4,000 people on the Canadian border, even closer to Canada than Western is, just about a 5-minute drive from the border on the New Brunswick border. Quebec also very close by, so a long way away.
Peter Wilson right there. Franz kicks it over. Andrade trying to get the finish, unable to make it. Vikings are going to be running again. Hornbuckle. DeBoer, he's a shooter, but he misses that one wide. But it's rebounded and finished by Watson. DeBoer with a quick trigger right there, but, you know, maybe just a little too excited.
Just a bit.
Hasn't seen too much playing time in the regular season for the Vikings, but in a game like this, might as well get your youngins out there.
Absolutely.
It's Andrade right there. Gets fouled. BJ Colley.
It may have been a foul, but it was still a bit of a bailout for Andrade. He kind of lost the ball in his hip as he went up.
Yeah.
But did get a little bit of contact.
Yeah, thought for a second it might have been a travel there. But got bailed out right there for the foul, so he'll shoot two.
Finish the thought here. Fort Kent is so far north that it's actually to the northwest, or the northeast, excuse me, of Quebec City. And like over half the population actually speaks French as its first language. It's so close to the Quebec border.
Yeah, and that's not usually something that we see here in Bellingham, even though we're considered to be close to the border. But as you mentioned, they're right there on the line. So, and Gary tried to slam it down. Vikings looking for some highlight plays. Haven't been able to find them, though. There's Wynn right there. Gary almost with the steal. Jacoby Evans checks back in for the Bengals.
That's pretty impressive from Darius Gary. Missed the dunk, kind of hesitated under, and then sprinted back and made the play on the other baseline to knock the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, good hustle to get back there. Something that, you know, Vikings should be proud of their team showing as much effort in this second half, being up by 50 as they were in the start of the game. So their energy hasn't drained at all. They want to put on a show here, so they're running back and forth, up and down. They know they've got subs. So Peter Wilson's going to shoot two after that foul. Puts in the first one. Peter Wilson so far, not someone that really has been a huge scorer for Fort Kent, but 10 points in this game. Kind of taking over for the absence of, you know, the amount of scoring that you expect.
You come home, you get a little energy, and you got to have a go, right?
And if you're just riding it, you got your fans here. You know, I don't think any of your other teammates have a crowd rooting for them except for your other teammates, you know, on the bench. But and that one is slammed in. A high-rise play, BJ Colley. Look at this replay. DeBoer with the perfect pass. Colley puts it in.
And by the noise, you might guess that Peter Wilson has scored again.
The Wilson
driving
section.
layup as we were showing the replay.
So Hornbuckle to DeBoer. He'll pull up top of the key. No good, though. And it's Peter Wilson once again. A little spin move right there. Pull up mid-range for him. Puts it in. Peter Wilson.
Feeling the heat for Peter Wilson here.
So the one bright spot so far for Fort Kent has been Peter Wilson.
Wow, we can't forget the Franz 1-foot fallaways either.
That too. We haven't seen any in the second half, though. That's a pull-up three right there. Darius Gary puts it in.
It did not have a lot of arc on it, did it? That shot
was just a flat shot straight into the bucket. So far, the highest total in the regular season that the Vikings have put up, 104, in a 104-95 victory against Cal Poly Humboldt. That shot is blocked right there. It was Peter Wilson again there going for it, but they turn it over.
Peter Wilson is 6'1". He tried to shoot it over the 6'9" Wyatt Wilson and Wyatt Watson, excuse me, and the result is what you might have expected.
Exactly what you said. 8 inches, and you would have had to get a really high arc if you want to get over those outstretched hands. Wynn in the corner working on DeBoer. He tries to get a bucket. He got one earlier in this similar situation. Misses that, though. Svelp gets the rebound and gives it to Hornbuckle. 4 minutes left. Vikings 95-46. Pull up three, DeBoer. No good again. So he's shooting but not able. Velp, though, puts it back in after the Watson rebound. And who else but Peter Wilson dribbling down the hook of the ball for the Bengals right here as he's going to drive, take it himself. No good. Rebound Evans, though. Good job to put it back right there. It's Daniel Hornbuckle now for the Vikings, setting up the play here. And for the Vikings at this point, in a game this out of hand, you're just trying to focus on, you know, getting your plays run effectively against some active defense at this point. So
you execute a little bit. There's Jaden DeBoer.
And there he puts his first one down for the game. Redshirt freshman right there getting some playing time. He's shooting his opportunities, and he makes one right there. That one's going to be no good, but a rebound. Puts it back up, and Cholabrick gets the bucket right there. So Hornbuckle will hand it off to Gary. 3 minutes left in this 50-point match. Pull-up jumper. Gary puts it in. And, you know, maybe instead of trying to hammer out some of those things in practice that you've been trying to get going against some active defense, you're just saying, forget it, let's shoot them threes. If you're this hot, you might as well continue to do it.
Keep firing.
Hornbuckle kicks corner. Gary pulls up from three. Again, he puts it in. Darius Gary.
So that is the 21st three-pointer. It is a school record for three-pointers in a game for the Vikings. Thanks to Jeff Evans passing that on.
And that
it's not a surprise.
That's exactly what we've seen all night. I'm not surprised by that record breaker at all. As Velp down low, gives it Watson. Little floater, but no good. Velp fighting for the rebound. He gets it. Kicks corner. DeBoer, let's see if he shoots it. No, he drives left. Kicks it out. Watson, stretch big. Shot's no good, though. Velp fighting for another one, but that one's rebounded by Cholabrick. He gives it to Wynn. Wynn couldn't find anyone as Watson's on him, but he finds Evans. And Evans gets another bucket. And that right there is going to force a timeout right there for the Vikings. So the Vikings 106-52. We're going to be back from Carver Gym. Welcome back.
Western leading 106-52. Vikings with a school record 21 three-pointers, shooting 54% from the three-point range. And a really balanced effort. Everybody has scored. 6 players in double figures, led by Lucas Holden with 16, Daniel Hornbuckle and D'Angelo Minnis with 15 each, and Darius Gary with 14. And then, of course, it's Peter Wilson for the Maine-Fort Kent Bengals. He's come back from a long way from home to play tonight, and it's worked out. 15 points on 6 of 13 shooting.
Yeah, and you mentioned the Vikings, of course, with all those players in double digits, and Lucas Holding leading the way. We haven't really seen him as of late in the second half. He's kind of not even sat out, so that even speaks for itself that the Vikings are really getting it going amongst their other players. Seeing a lot of rotational pieces come in and play some good minutes, get that play time up for them as there's a finish right there.
Peter Wilson sitting everything. Has he passed the ball in the last 5 minutes?
He is just taking things into his own hands at this point. He's calling for the ball every time, and he's just, I'm going to take it, drive, spin around, or finish for the layup, either one. Jacoby Evans, that one tips out. Cholabrick's shot is no good. Evans, though, fights for a rebound. And who else but Peter Wilson? Who do you want to have the ball? He pulls up from deep, but no good. There's a heat check right there, maybe. Under a minute right now, Isaac Morrow. Vikings 108-54. Dominant win so far. That's what it's looking like. Gary will pull up. No good, though. Velp, though, gets the rebound. He'll kick it out. Gary's going to try it from 3. Missed it, though. Evans now for the Bengals. Trying to just get some last hope buckets. Make it look a little less what it was. Velp right there.
And Christian, oh, I did it. I got his name. It said his father. Nick Velp wanted to go to the rack there and pulled it back.
So that's looking like how this one is going to end. The Vikings going to move to 4-1 on the season. Maine-Fort Kent moves to 1-5 after the Vikings with a 108-54 victory. They post their highest total of the regular season so far. And what a way to open their home games here at Carver Gymnasium.
Very efficient, very entertaining performance tonight to get everybody involved. Shot the ball incredibly well. Only 9 turnovers, which is a big key and one of the things that they were looking to improve tonight.
Yeah, Vikings, great defense. Held on to the ball and shot it well. What else could you ask for a Vikings victory? So we want to thank you for being with us here for Vikings TV. We'll be here all season. I'm Zen Hill, joined by Butch Kamina, and we will see you next time.